Today's lesson is building on yesterday's lesson. So yesterday we talked about improper fractions. Today we're going to talk about how we can express those improper fractions in simplest form. So what do I mean by that? Let's look at an example. Let's say I have this fraction right here, 4/6. Now we've seen fractions like this before. This is not an improper fraction, but I do know right away that I can make this fraction smaller. I see that both of these numbers are even. Whenever both numbers are even, I know I can cut them in half. So I know half of 4 is 2, and half of 6 is 3. Now I look at this fraction. Can I make this any smaller? No, I can't. So I know now I have simplest terms. Let's look at this number, 3/15. This one gets a little trickier because if I look at it, I see that 2 doesn't go into each of those numbers evenly. Let's try 3. Does 3 go into the number 3? Well, yeah, 3 divided by 3 is 1. Does 3 go into 15? Yes, 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now I know I have this fraction in simplest terms. Today we're going to take this knowledge about simplest terms and we're going to use that when we look at improper fractions. Let's look at this fraction for an example. If I had this fraction, improper fraction as 14/10, again I see that both of those numbers are even numbers. So I can cut 14 in half. Well, half of 14 is 7. Half of 10 is 5. Now, I still have an improper fraction, but I have it in lowest terms because nothing else goes into either of those numbers. Let's practice. Let's look at this number, 24/15. Well, I see this is an even number. I know I can cut this in half. 15 is not an even number, so I can't cut that in half. So I know that I can't divide them each by 2. Let's see if I can divide each of them by 3. Well, 24 divided by 3 is 8. 15 divided by 3 is 5. I now have an improper fraction, 8/5, and I know that there is no number that goes into both of those numbers, so I now have the simplest form of an improper fraction. What if I looked at this on a number line? This is what you're going to be asked to do in your homework today. I know that 1 is the same as 4/4. So if I was counting improper fractions, if I kept counting, I've got 5/4, 6/4. Oh, well, I know our next spot would be 7/4. This would be the same as 8/4. Coming up next, I have 9/4, 10/4, 11/4. I know that both of them, or all of them, are in my simplest terms, so now I want to look at which one's bigger, 6/4 or 9/4. Well, 6/4, I'm not quite to 2 yet. 9/4 is more than 2, so I know 9/4 is more than 6/4. The rest of your homework, what they want you to do is write the improper fraction, and if you can write it in simplest form, write it in simplest form. On this page, this is just checking up, it's adding. Remember, we need to get them all to be the same denominator if I want to add. Well, I can make this one into eighths, and I can make this one into eighths, and then I can add them all up. The last page, again, I'm counting by improper fractions. If I can ever make them smaller, I need to write it in smallest terms. Let's look at this one as an example right now. 19/6, 26, 21/6. This would be 22/6. But I see that both of those numbers are even numbers, so I do know I can cut them in half. Half of 22 is 11. Half of 6 is 3, so that's equal. 23/6, 24/6, 25/6. Keep filling them in, and then do your greater than less than. That should be the rest of your homework. Good luck.